programs or departments do you think could be reduced or eliminated?
Reduce or eliminate?
He's gonna say the DCD.
Well, I think,
I
like
think
you
that's
say,
true, though.
DCD, if you got an engine, if you have an engineered plan, the engineer takes liability. You don't have to check, you don't have to check the structural, because whoever checks that structural is not an engineer anyway. It's not, they're not qualified to even, to change anything on there because the liability issue changes. So, and that, there's a lot, I think there's, sometimes there's short, I don't know, it's hard to say, the planning, maybe planning could get cut back a little bit. If you do a performance, you find out what's going on. And if you get enough people in with stories, like me, you can start to quantify. I mean, I can pick out individual situations and positions that need to be, changed. I mean, there are people there, I'd pay to let them stay home and find somebody that can do the job for me. Because, time is, it's a killer, the timing. But timing on like developments and things, if somebody gave me 5 acres now, and I had $1 million, I wouldn't develop the piece of property in Kitsap County. I just don't have the energy or the time or the, I wouldn't do it. I don't believe in it anymore. And if I don't believe in it, why should anybody else believe in it? Because I've been here, I'm a native son. So, if I don't believe in it, then I certainly can't expect anybody up from out of the area to come in and think, well, this is a good place to invest. And we look at Costco. That was coming in and they just fooled around with them on some environmental issues or something. Well, they just went down the road about 5 or 6 miles and now Gig Harbor has it. And Pierce County gets $1 million worth of revenue. Well, Costco's about as clean an industry as you're ever gonna get. So why would you fool with those guys? Just make them toe the line, but do it in an efficient manner. But don't just, and they looked at the thing, theoretically, it's been a while, right? 10 years, 8 years. They looked at it and said, well, this looks like another 2 or 3 years. Pierce County goes, not a problem. We want it. And we'll do it. And you can do it. This thing up here in the YMCA, I'm working on it, but I think somebody said they permitted that puppy. I'm not sure. Maybe 2 months, maybe not. Maybe it's not even finished, I don't know. But it wasn't 3 years and 3 months like the 91-year-old guy. You can bet. So they can do it. They can do it. You can do it if they want. If they don't want, and treating 91-year-old guys like that that's just plain disrespectful. And I don't know.
Good point.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just respect, we just don't have it anymore.
Next question.
Yeah.
Okay, who is your favorite state governor who is in power right now?
In the state, all over the United States?
Yeah, you got 50 to choose from.
Ventura's gone.
And you don't have to know exactly their name, just maybe even just a state or something,
I don't know that much about these governors, but, I really, I don't know. I don't know more.
Okay.
Hey, I know some of them are flying down to Argentina and got business here and there. It's hard to
It's a bad
say.
story.
South Carolina, they got their problems, I don't know. It's kind of like a bouncing ball. I can keep up with it.
Right. That's a good point.
I can barely keep my anchor in check here. Not taking care of that stuff.
Okay, how would you contrast yourself with the present commissioner that you're running against?
Well, when the Bremen Sun had met with us last 4 years ago, and I was in my sodbusters, which bothers some people because that's who I am. And Josh gave me his 3-piece suit, and Josh talked and was very articulate, and he had his program down. And he's well trained. And first thing I said, this is the antithesis of who I am. I spent 60 years, and none of this is who I am, or what I believe. And I just met him he just talked for 5 minutes. And so I am the antithesis of Josh Brown in almost every respect. So, I'm sure there's issues we could come together on. you know, on the, you know, the kind of dog we like, or something. I mean, politically, I think we're just, you know, we're completely, completely different animals. I mean, it just goes to the respect issue, it goes to, you know, lots of things. And it's pretty much the antithesis.
Well, it's very telling compared to what you shared with us about his comments
Yes.
earlier on. I mean, you seem the flip side of that, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Well, I don't think, well, that's a no-brainer, but I don't think anybody, I've had Ron Ross, who likes Josh at this point, in some degree, and Larry Capola, who likes Josh for other reasons. You ask them that question, they just run away. Everybody runs away from that. And you can't defend it. I mean, not in America. You can't defend that statement. You really can't defend that statement almost anywhere in the world,
Right.
except China maybe. You know, it's indefensible. And it's just, to me, it's, and if, you know, 2040 is just a legacy of that. And, you know, it's just continue. I think Jan Angel wanted to, she wanted, when they rezone property, she wanted people to send letters out. Or wanted the county to send letters out if you're gonna rezone your property. And he said, well, that's not gonna happen, the council of counties or something. It's an unfunded mandate, we're not gonna do that. Well, that goes to the schism of attitude. Because the correct political answer is, yeah, I'd love to do that, but we don't have the money. Which goes to the story of, we went up to the Bremerton Rotary auction and got up early in the morning, sat behind Aaron, and Star Spangled Banner, and the rain was coming down. We went across the line, nailed this patio set for one of the kids in Seattle. So we phoned up the son-in-law, and with a picture of it on the thing, and he goes, I don't know, green's not really our color, he says. Okay, so I sent him an email, I said, when the mother-in-law gets up early in the morning, goes through the rain, jumps over, vaults over a hedge and down a hill, and gets this patio set for you, the right answer is,
Thank you.
thanks. I love it. So, you know, that's part of the deal.
Okay, what specifically are you going to do to try to win the election?
Well, it's difficult to beat $16,000, but I think getting money is really difficult. Since people in my industry don't have any money. And because I'm not a Democrat, but the Democrats like it, they won't give me, nobody will give me money. I'm not a Republican, so Republicans won't give me any money. But, it's, I don't know, it's like, I wrote an article, I don't know if it's gonna, I did a hatchet job on the CK Reporter, and I went and talked to the editor, and he was really, really good about it. And so he's gonna let me write something, supposedly, and maybe he's supposed to put this in. I haven't heard he's not going to do it. I said, at the end, it said, someone said, I wrote a novel. I got another one I'm just finishing up, so I can write. I said, at the end, it said, some say it takes $100,000 to run for county commissioner. I say you can't buy love. Everyone knows that. I start out the article with, I love growing up in Kitsap County for the last 60 years. So, if people aren't, if they're not engaged enough, then they get the government they deserve. I can't buy it. I can't. If I had $80,000, I could get the word out. They know exactly their property rights. I have an agenda that crosses over party lines and this and that. And I am the best candidate for that because I think Josh is in the wrong direction. I think the Republican gal is gonna, you know, it's difficult when you're 30 because, you know, you're not quite, you might be angry, but you're not going to be nasty, whatever it takes. I mean, you don't have the gravitas maybe to pull it off. Nothing against younger guys, but, you know, you just don't take as much crap if you think you're right. And I think, you know, you push a little harder. And there's a learning curve. And I've looked at this, when you look at the Kitsap County government like a Christmas tree, and you're at the top like Josh, and you say, yeah, it looks good, you know. This umbrella of government, and he's passionate about government. And he says, looks good. How's it going? They go, it's looking good, chief, looking good. He says, I hear grumbling about the DCD. He said, no, those people, DCD, they go in there and try to get permits. They, they have real expectations. Well, I look at the Christmas tree from underneath trying to get something through, and I just see the branches, the disconnects, the branches that aren't hooked to anything, the branches that just go in circles, the branches that are dead, I look through the system,
That's
I
a
look
good
through the system,
analogy.
and you look through the system and you say, and that's what the system has to change. You can't change it, you can change the culture from the top, but you can't change the system unless you've been working through the system. Because, you don't really understand the system unless you've been working in it, trying to get something through. And you can't get it from the top, you're starting at the bottom. And Josh has a passion for government. That's his self-proclaimed passion. The thing about passion is, whether it's sex or chocolate, you just want more of it. And with government, they just want more regulations. And that's the problem, is I'm not passionate about government. I was passionate a long time ago. Now I'm just in love with the county, surviving, being here, being a property owner, having 5 kids. The government is just somebody that I want to help me out when I need it, and then get out of my way.
Yeah.
Very good.
If Nancy Pelosi could help you, she could lend you a parachute.
Yeah.
Parachute would hit that tree.
Nance? Yeah.